Recording has started. Hello, we are back. We've had a long hiatus.
Summer break.
There you go.
Winter, spring break.
A while. Yeah, it's been. I think we were doing well because we got quite a few in the bank, and then we had a bit of a heat wave. We're still in the middle of a heat wave. I think we finished on episode 22, so we're on episode 23 today. Now, whenever this gets edited and sent out. So yeah, we're doing all right.
We're looking forward to England versus Argentina later.
Yeah.
They should be winning 6-7-0 easy, right?
Yeah. I don't think for a moment that we'll play like 5 at the back.
Yeah,
7 at the back at any point.
I think we've just got like demonetized because of that many people complaining about what's just been said. Yes, unfortunately, we did watch that. Well, I did anyway, and was very disappointed. I even went to bed early because I was actually raging.
Yeah, me too. I went. The wife was sat opposite me giggling, and I just took myself up to bed. And
that'd make it even more mad. Like, I don't know if this is the same for you guys, but on when you play on any kind of computer games, and you lose, and you get that bit of game rage, don't you? Where you're like, oh, it's not fair. It's effing this. It's effing that. And then the wife comes down and says, it's only a game. Oh my God, that's it. I'm setting house on fire and everything.
That's what I'm going to say to you at Warhammer World in 2 weeks, mate.
Oof, honestly. Those few little trigger words just send me right on. But no, so yeah, episode 23. How have we both been? We've had a long time off. A long time off. We've both been all right, Jack, Liam?
Yes.
No complaints.
Yes, apologies for the delay. It's largely my fault. I decided to have a mini mental breakdown, so had to take some time. But we're back, and
you're spending too much time with Dan on these calls.
Couldn't face seeing his smug face.
That's it. It's me. It's all my fault.
All those painted models in the background just gave me rage.
The unpainted, I know there's a few in there. There's quite a large quantity of painted ones. There's a few
just all behind your head. All behind your head.
This dwarf army here is just not painted at all. It's literally being sprayed. High elves are not too bad. There's a fully painted goblin army there. Bretonians are slowly getting through them.
So, is that the Orcs and Goblins army that you used once and then were so upset with how?
No, I used for 5 games and got smacked 5 games.
Yeah, you used one for one of them.
Yeah, for one again. Yeah, because I like doing stuff like that, stupid stuff like I don't know. I'll just paint a brand new army for an event in a week, and being goblins.
Pretty
standard. Yeah, pretty standard. No, in all honesty though, Jack, it's good to have you back, and anyone else out there, obviously, if you are struggling, always have a chat, have a talk to your friends like we have, Jack. Hopefully we've helped help you along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Excellent. Right. After that serious note, shall we get on with the news?
Do we need a spoiler alert there or a trigger warning alert?
Yeah, well, we'll get there, won't we? So, stage and ticker. The news, Liam. Let's go, son.
So there was a little thing called the Warhammer preview, Big Summer preview.
And it took long enough to arrive.
It did. And we now know the future releases for Warhammer the Old World after 5.5 months of pretending it doesn't exist.
Yeah, it kind of coincides with our exile a little bit, doesn't it? So it's not been too bad on our part.
That's definitely it.
Yeah, we'd have just been talking utter nonsense for no reason. Not that we already do that.
We've been putting clickbait titles, and
it'd have been 20-minute long podcasts. Yeah. Obviously, have you got the starter set on the next slide? I'm assuming. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, this was a big headline act. Picking mine up tomorrow. Very excited. And yeah, just fantastic new Warriors of Chaos.
I'm very interested by the size of the units because they've gone back to the bare minimum, haven't they? You could always take them in 8s and 4s or whatever. Well, obviously the Warriors you can take 5+, but the Knights are 4+, aren't they originally? And have they dropped to 3+ now as well?
Yeah, potentially. My gut feeling is that's just for Battle March.
Yeah, okay.
Make it so that you don't have to break a game rule to get a unit in.
Yeah, okay.
But
Yeah, it's just they're nice models, but people might absolutely murder me here, but they don't look old world enough to me. I think I think they look perfect in AOS because they haven't got that. I don't know. There's just too much. I know it's armor. There's too much like steel. Do you know what I mean? Rather than the colors of the different marks and whatnot. I think if
depends how you
they
paint
painted
them,
them
doesn't
a
it?
different mark, I know obviously we can, but if they'd have just put that on as, even if their armor was black, for Undivided, I think I might have been a bit more. Yeah, I mean the stunning models. I'm not a fan of the paint job. Personally.
Maybe they're trying to disassociate the sort of new gods with the sort of old fantasy gods, and they're not going for the traditional green, blue, pink.
Well, the whole thing of this region of this timeline part of Chaos is that it isn't strong, is it? It's building up, and these are like they're not devoted to one god or another most of the time. They're undivided and basically big metal nasty men.
Just tank,
Yes.
just big tank boys, aren't they?
I mean, they definitely do that. They've got that vibe, obviously, haven't they? They are big, nasty men with full plated arm. They just look like evil knights, don't they? Or evil Bretonnians. Let's say.
Yeah, I'm sure. If you look a bit, put them next to the Bretonnian foot knights, it'd be interesting to see how they look next to each other.
I think these are comfortably a step up in size.
Yeah, the scale's obviously gone because they've got to have put the scale up to the obviously the new Marauder kits as well, haven't they? Which obviously I think they've scaled up ever so slightly, but enough. But then obviously, as we know, the Cafe have also scaled up ever so slightly, haven't they? On there, like the cavalry are really big compared to all the previous cavalry units.
Yeah, like these cavalry, I really like the poses on them. They're like they're not, how the AOS ones are all riding into battle.
Yeah, these are kind of like strolling, aren't they?
These look more similar to the last sort of fantasy edition of them.
Yeah, like come up on the hill and then have a looking for where they're going to go. Like
you need Gandalf at the front.
Yeah, very much.
Where on the contrast side, the Cathayan, the Jade Lancers are all in kind of mid-stride striking pose, aren't they?
Very dynamic poses.
Yeah, over the head lancers and stabbing forward lancers. Yeah,
whereas
they look very. They look very. Yeah, like the Sloven Knights, the AOS, the Nurgle ones. Yeah. They're very much, we're going to look menacing rather than run you over type of.
I think you can see in that sort of top left picture that the Chaos Knight looks once again at like 1.5 times bigger than the sort of mirror sort of character. Like it just looks absolutely huge.
Oh, that model is massive.
The base looks it's not
a demonic mount.
That's the demonic mount.
Yes,
so that's on 50 by 75 or
yes,
so it's
40 by
60 on
something a bit bigger.
40 by 60.
It's the Pegasus base, isn't it?
Yeah, it does fit on a normal 30 by 60, but it's blooming tight.
Yeah. It's a shame because he's just going to look stupid if you rank him up next to the Knights. That's like.
We'll take a picture on tomorrow and we'll find out.
The only reason I haven't bought this box is because I've got the Cafe as it is, and I don't really want any of the Cafe stuff. But also equally, we're all in the trade groups on WhatsApp and Facebook. Nobody wants the Cafe, so they're just going to be stuck. So
such a good price, though.
I found a buyer for mine. Like, do you want when this comes out? We haven't done. Like, yep, cool, brilliant. You can have half of it. I'll keep the rule, but you pay a bit less.
We're all not that lucky.
I think there's going to be a lot of cheap stuff on eBay definitely coming.
Yeah.
So I think the Cafe box in the trade group setting 35 for half, which is like if you were starting Cafe now, it's like this is amazing.
Yeah.
I could probably do
2 of them for 70 quid, and you've got yourself a 1500-point army.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably do with another cannon and the Gate Masters because I'd like a mounted BSB as well. And I turned one of my 4 cannons into a bombard for the Bretonnians. So
There you
I
go.
could do with
Perfect.
those two.
For 35.
Yeah, but what the hell am I
quid,
going to do with the rest? I've already got 20 Jade Lancers and
20?
50 Jade Warriors. Yeah. What more do I want?
Been talking to Nathan from Great Book of Goodyards, and he's like painting up 5 balloons at the moment. And it's like, you don't need this many.
Yeah,
'cause
didn't
you
he
can only
paint up?
fit 4.
He painted up one of every Sentinel type as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he did indeed. It's like,
See that?
much
I'd do
nomination.
that. If someone else built it, mate, I'd do that.
Well, I think he built it and then painted. Is he doing them all the balloons the same?
yeah, they're all the same at the moment. I don't know what his plan is with the crew and stuff, but
Mm,
from what I've seen, they're all the same at the moment.
I think is not. I know it's 5 the max you can run, isn't it? 'Cause you can have 2 magistrates at 2k in
Yeah,
Grand Army, and then 3 of the just generic ones. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was trying to
Yeah.
work out how many you could actually run because you obviously can't now take strategists in the balloons, can you? So
no, it limits them a little bit more, doesn't it?
oh no, we can only
Anyway.
take 5.
Doesn't matter.
no, oh no, oh no, not
Anyway.
9 balloons.
But yeah. So do we think? So do we think the box was worth the wait? Were we? Is this where we thought what
So
Old
as
World
a
1.5 was gonna sort of refresh from?
as a launch product
Yeah,
for
massive.
a game, this is absolutely spot on. Priced right, loads of models, big rule book. Like it is.
Is the
spot
rulebook
on.
gonna have the latest FAQ?
No,
It's 1.5.2. But
0.3, 0.4, 0.5.
whether they did it on purpose or not, I don't think that the new 1.5.3 actually erratas anything in the rulebook.
It's just,
So it's
yeah,
all
it's
been
like
done
point
via
changes in
questions at the
journal,
end.
journals and stuff as well, isn't it? Really?
It
Yeah.
changes the army books, doesn't it, and the
Yeah.
arcane journals more than anything. Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about it in a bit, obviously. But I think we're different because we've got these armies. Obviously, we haven't got the new models, but for anyone that's getting into the game, I think it's probably one of the best value boxes.
Oh yeah.
I'd take out my allegiance, the old world. I'd think this is better than the 40k one.
I don't
Personally,
know if I go that far. I think as a starting point, that 40k one is really good, despite not being as good value as it has been in the past. But in terms of starting armies, like
that's what I
this
mean. Yeah,
combined with something on future slides is
Yeah.
just absolutely outstanding. Speaking of future slides, so
see, that's what I'm waiting for. The lads, the banner and the BSB and the horse.
yeah, we don't know when they're coming separately yet, do we? They're just
Yeah.
opening that box up at the minute. So I presume they'll come out in a box set at some point themselves.
Yeah, probably Q4 maybe.
Which will just be a blister with both of them in.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I don't think there's ever been a Chaos Battle Standard Bearer, or is a Chaos Battle Standard Bearer?
There has
to
been
my knowledge,
old like
anyway.
metal ones.
I can't.
I think
I
there's
can't think of.
I think there
one.
might have been like a Games Day one.
Right.
at one
Oh,
point.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Because I think there
Unless
was one.
Or maybe I converted up a Games Day model to be a bit.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because I know they do them, don't they? Because I think they brought out was it the Empire guy with originally was the Games Day only.
He was in the he was in the box.
In the
Wasn't
box.
he?
I was,
the
yeah,
army
sorry, yeah,
boxes.
not the Griffin banner. The guy in the full plate armor, isn't it, with the like marching pose?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the Dark Elves had one as well as the High Elves, which I
Loads
actually
of
managed to get
Wood
hold of.
Elves, Beastmen.
Yeah.
We all had one. But yeah, big lad on the right though.
I paid a bit for it, but I got the High Elf one.
It's nice.
It's just nice, and it's the old school one as well.
Yeah, this dragon's something to be
Dragon's
isn't it?
amazing. I cannot wait to get my hands on it.
I can't wait to see the pictures of it sat next to different iterations of stuff just to see. Like, is it the Forge World Chaos Dragon that was
the
there,
giant one for
the giant one? Do you
like
think
the,
it's
the corn one, or the corn, the special character corn guy?
No, just a generic Forge
Generic
World
one.
chaos
Okay.
giant that was chaos
I mean,
dragon.
like the warp fire.
No, the two-headed one. Hold on. What was it called?
Mid-podcast searching.
Yeah. The Chaos Emperor dragon.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I think it
do
probably
remember that one.
looks similar, which was absolutely massive and was like 250 quid.
Someone said
Ah,
he
yes.
looked like a better Galrax. I'm like, yeah, because Galrax is the smallest, tiniest dragon, chaos dragon ever to be a big angry boy.
Well, obviously, because we've been waiting so long to record this since this was previewed, we did that FAQ stream last week, and they said that this can be built without either rider and without the throne. So
it could be
be used to go right.
Yeah.
Obviously, and then how you fit in that base.
Because then he brought
Mm.
the Galrax model back as a made to order, or was it brought back as a full time?
There's one way to find out, isn't there?
There is another Google. Another Google.
Another mid.
Other search engines are available. Not Ask Jeeves.
No, I think you can still get him on the
you can
website
online.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah, I think if you can put him up like alongside, like he looks small on a chariot base, like
because he obviously is now on the 100 by 150, isn't he now? As well.
Did he get upgraded to the bigger?
No, not Galrax,
Galrax
no, but the new Chaos
so
Dragon.
Galrax is still on the small.
Yeah.
But any other Chaos Dragon is up on, and the Forge World's still on the small. The
Warp Fire Dragon.
Warp Fire is still on.
Yeah,
okay.
the monster base. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Which
I mean, we all knew that was coming.
Sides. Oh yeah,
we knew that. We all knew the base size were coming because obviously the Tomb King Dragon obviously got changed.
I think any future things
I'd
we always
expect
expected would be bumped up.
It does make question. I was speaking to some of the guys down at the club about the High Elf stuff. So they're really slim and slender, aren't they? The High Elf dragons. So maybe that's something for the future. Obviously, when they do get updated, outside of the big,
we'll find a way.
Massive fisted spearmen.
Yeah. So do we? Have we seen this dragon next to a balloon yet?
No.
Who's bigger? Who's taller?
I mean,
who's harder to transport?
The feeling is the balloon's bigger overall.
Like he's got that wing that's up there though.
It's got a look like that, hasn't it? That's the thing. I mean, I don't think it's as big as Archaon, but then when you look at the base size of that dragon there,
maybe
it
must be similar.
Tall, isn't it? Yeah. So I don't know. It's hard to judge without obviously seeing it, but like there's nothing to. We've only ever seen this picture, and usually they have like the dismounted version or something like that on foot, don't they?
Because it looks like it's going to be based on the base size. It looks like it's going to be 12 inches tall, probably.
Oh yeah, it's going to be huge. Yeah, I think, but they're going like that anyway, aren't they? With all the new models, they seem to be getting taller and a bit more dynamic.
He's a bit chunkier at the bottom edge as well, so it should hopefully not be an immediate snap risk.
But I mean, it's a compromise, isn't it? Because I know a lot of people that play with obviously the original Warhammer Fantasy models, and all the dragons are all like kind of facing down into the unit in front, aren't they? So it's a pain in the arse to play with. But now they seem to have just gone the other way around and gone, right, everything's up like that now.
Tactical rock, throw them up. It's fine.
It's just they can do it now. I think the old one's face down for just big lumps of metal.
Legs were snapping and
now it's hollow and plastic. Do what you want.
That's it. And I mean, it is stunning. It's a stunning dragon.
I just
what I don't like about it though is the sorcerer. I think they've gone a bit weird with the sorcerers. Are they on the next slide then before I start?
They're not.
Oh, okay. So the sorcerer lords and the sorcerer have got like, the guy out of Scary Movie, the strong hand.
Exactly all I can say.
Yeah. They've all why have they done that?
Chaos.
I know, but they're supposed to be like also like the Chaos Warriors that can use magic, not a weird little man with a weird hand. Yeah, I don't. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan.
I don't know. I think, it seems a bit more like if you look at the old sort of special characters from like 8th edition and stuff, and you had like Village and Sail and stuff like that. You had those more scrawny type sort of sorcerers that were, didn't necessarily have
a bit more warp-toned, aren't they? Type.
Yeah.
Corrupted by the gods. Sorry. Yeah.
And I guess at this point, like you're in that intermediate phase where there's not huge amounts of magic, so they're not fully sort of along the mutations. They are pretty much traditional Chaos Warriors with hints of magic and mutation rather than sort of fully down the path at this point. I'm sad that I'll never get the skin on the wings to look anything like that in my life, even though I spent a year.
I think it's
Airbrush, you're fine, apparently.
Apparently. Do you know,
Yeah,
it's picking out all the little membrane-y, veiny bits for me is the hardest part.
Yeah.
As well.
It is. It's going to be interesting to see.
How many people buy?
How many what?
How many people actually go and buy and run in a list?
I think a lot. I imagine it's going to be £100 to £150, and I think people people paid that for Archaon on his big dragon, like
and then there's one of them.
So people paid almost that for a balloon, and people bought 5. So I don't think people are going to get.
I don't think there's any worry.
And there's still
retail with it.
I think there were,
yeah, and there's still Chaos Dragons are still very. If you're playing Chaos, they're still very good, right? Like they're still the main sort of threat in those lists.
Because obviously you can take them on the second tier now as well, can't you? Instead of just
Chaos Lords.
Yeah, so I think you're right. I think we will see quite a few of those. I'm excited for this. These are cool.
Yeah, I've got friends who are like getting into it a little bit now who didn't before because it's committing to a big army.
I've still not looked at the battle march yet. Is this similar to what Rob's been doing for some time with his sort of
horror?
Similar,
was it Fury of War of Cetrus Fury?
Or Cetrus Fury, yeah.
Just expanded out with new magic items and new tweaking to army compositions.
Yeah, is it in this that has like the weather and stuff like that?
Okay.
Is that all just going to be
chaos?
Is that all just for battle march? It's basically an independent game too.
Yeah,
it's a bit like the Spearhead Combat Patrol for obviously the other games. I think what they have done quite well in as well, they've tweaked how baggage trains worked in it as well, so that actually you can move them about, and also how you interact with objectives, because you can hold them to score every turn, or you can destroy them, which then obviously you're not scoring every turn. So it's made it actually a little bit more tactical in a strange way, because obviously you've only got small armies. I think it's anything up to 750, if I remember rightly.
It's 400 to 750.
Yeah, so
400 is not much at all, is it?
Exactly that, yeah. And I mean, there's been enough chats about it in a lot of the WhatsApp groups and stuff. People, you can take this and this, but you've got nothing else. Like, you will need to hold. I think it's definitely going to be a bit more of a let's hold objectives than let's just go and slap somebody. Because
it is slap central.
Do you think?
Yeah, 100%.
No, I'm not sure. I don't know.
I do like the colour of the orcs on the picture. It matches the orc flesh contrast paint, which I always thought was very garish. And I was like, this can't surely be. But they're playing through and holding strong to that.
Proper green, aren't they?
Yeah.
These new boxes are amazing as well.
Yeah. What I was saying earlier, when you pair this up with the half of the other box.
Yeah.
It's just like, if you were advising people what to buy to get a 1,000-point army on the table quickly, these would probably be what you were suggesting for each army.
Yeah, I was going to say, how many points do we look like we're in these about 1,000?
So I'm a bit disappointed with the Chaos box, though, that you get the old sorcerer in it. Like, you get a Shugengan in the Cathay one.
Yeah, but they're all new in the Cathay box.
No, but like, I'd have probably liked to have seen maybe the gatekeeper and the gate captain in there, the gate dude, the two, and then the lord and the banner in the other one as well, instead of the sorcerer. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a great box because you get obviously all the new models, all the Marauders, the Marauder Cav, the Knights, and obviously the Warriors. But then you've got the the old fantasy sorcerer there.
It's a shame there isn't a new plastic sorcerer to go in there, but at the same time, I guess these have been trying to make an army that is 600 points while also trying to match it to sprues. So we can just put one of each thing in a box.
Yeah.
And
yeah, but I'm sure the new Lord and BSB are probably on.
But it would be on one sprue.
One sprue,
yeah, or maybe split between two small ones.
Drop into the top of this.
By the time you've done that, and you've got 2 characters in there, suddenly that box is actually 750 points, if not more.
Just by the characters,
yeah.
Well, that's it. And I think it was same as with the battalion box, wasn't it, for the Warriors? The old one, the old battalion box, Warrior Chaos, where you got pretty much 2,000 points in there with different, obviously, combinations and stuff like that because of the chariots and all the dudes and everything else. Probably the same for this. You could probably put in the starter set and this, and you've probably got a 2K. Whether it's obviously not going to be competitive, but to play a full scale game, I think you're doing all right there.
I think this does go to show how cheap the Shigangan are, like to be able to fit them so handily into that like 750 point.
We'll get onto that in a bit, maybe.
Right, and the last thing last bit of previews from the show was the Arcane Journal of the March of Chaos.
Yes. And that's not for pre-order yet, though, is it?
No. Same with the Dragon. So I imagine they're going to be
together
4 to 9 weeks away, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, because I pre-ordered the Laws of Magic and one of the Middle Earth books as well for the last pre-order. Because I think these aren't any different. Are they the Laws of Magic cards? They're just
updated casting values.
Yeah, which is fine because when you run multiple wizards and stuff, I've got 2 sets now, so I'm not too disappointed about that.
So that's all they are. Same with the Magic item cards. So things like the Dazzling Helm now has a restriction on it not being allowed on monsters.
Yeah. So and some things are used to be common items and they're now no longer common.
Yeah.
Be interesting to know
common magic items.
Arcane Magic ploys are though, because that's a new thing, isn't it?
It is. I'm guessing there's also that in this book as well.
Okay. That'll be interesting to see what they are. Yeah, because they've not really previewed anything or said anything about those, have they? I don't think.
No, they haven't.
I think it's just like a kind of an unknown thing that you can pre-order. It's like,
So
I don't think. Go on.
This is the book that we, I guess, talked about 6 months, 12 months ago, where we start to see those factions start to get combined into sort of bigger forces
grand armies.
Yeah, so we got the beast. Finally, get the Beastmen coming in with the Warriors. Whether we ever get the demons to join them, we still need to wait and see.
You're hoping a bit there, aren't you, at the moment?
Yeah.
I thought you'd be more in hope for the ogres, seeing as they've got amazing new models in AOS.
Yeah, but I think that those models are lovely, but like I'm sat there looking at my 8,000, 10,000 points of pre-existing ogres, and I'm like, I don't know if I can cheat on them and sort of replace them with these new ones.
I think
say that now.
Yeah.
I think my saving grace is that, like, I don't think I can just buy like characters out of them and try and slot them into my existing ones. I think they're so different.
I think they're going to be too big, aren't they? I think
obviously
they're going to get scaled up.
Yeah, definitely. So I might have to maybe commit for a battle march army.
Yeah, I think the Iron Guts could probably work because obviously they are supposed to be bigger and better than the regular ones.
They've just got very different features, though. Like
they've gone like that Mongol-esque type look, haven't they? With the fan hats and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and they're stunning for AOS models, but it's one of those, isn't it? It'll have to stay in AOS, unfortunately.
And then the other bit of news we had over the last couple of weeks has been the latest FAQ.
Yes,
which we're just going to skim over now and come back to
talk
in a
about
minute.
it in a bit. Yep. Yeah, a big one.
Big one. Dropped on a random Tuesday with no warning.
Yeah, it's a big one, but it also wasn't that big. It's a weird
it wasn't
one.
1.5, was it?
You looked
Yeah,
at the thing, and there's so much like magenta all over the page, and then you realise actually 50% of it was just point updates, and
it depends
independently small things that didn't have huge fundamental changes to gameplay. There was a few things that were pretty fundamental to gameplay, but it wasn't the same level of add an impressive battle and that sort of stuff.
It depends if you play in a certain army whether you feel that
some definitely got very little magenta,
and some got, I think, probably far too much. But hey, I'm not complaining because it's a hated army of mine. So yeah, but we'll get to that. Hobby time.
And first up, we have Dan.
Speaking of cafe, I know. So as I said earlier about the goblins, I've decided to change tack, and we all know I left the cafe because people were obviously moaning about it and they were too strong. So you know what? I'm not going to play it, so let's calm down a bit. Yeah, because they've been nerfed now. So I've decided that we're all going to Warhammer Worlds in a couple of weeks for the midweek event. I've decided I want to take my peasants, so I've started painting up my cafe. It's not going to win anything. It just looks cool, and it's got guns.
I think this orange and black paint scheme just works.
Yeah, so
one of our friends has a similar one for the Chaos Dwarfs, and it always just looks so crisp, and so it just contrasts so well against each other that it always looks 5 times better than the paint job.
The orange is actually a pain in the arse, if I'm being honest, but I've managed to find a I'm almost converted to army paint, speed paints now, over the Citadel contrast ones, because the pigments just seem to just colour a lot nicer than the GW ones. With certain colours, I'll always stick to certain colours in GW, like the Apothecary White, whatever the black one is. What's the black one called?
Templar Legion.
Black Legion. Yeah, I'll always stick to those because they're my go-tos for white and black, obviously. And a lot of the browns are really good for GW. But yeah, the orange is a orange speed paint called, it's on my desk somewhere, Fire Giant Orange, which is quite a dark orange. So obviously you can see in the recesses, and then obviously highlighted up with orange, so it does pop a little bit more.
Really effective.
I just wanted something different. They were going to be black and red, but then our friend Martin has painted them black and red, so I can't do that now because he goes to a lot of my events. So I was like, no, so changed to that. And then this took me longer than I expected because there's so many.
It's not a quick model, is it?
No, I got to paint another one as well. But I did actually have fun painting this. It was nice because it was just nice to have a big model to paint. So I'm switching from rank and file models to something big, and then vice versa, just a thing. But it's all the little trinkets and stuff. And I think we spoke about this before with all the new GW models. They're stunning, but they've got so much stuff on them that they don't need on them. Like you've got dudes with teapots on them.
They're all centerpiece models now, rather than
like
a lot of rank and file models, aren't they?
The peasants, like one of them's got like a duck or some kind of bird that they've shot for hunting. It's like, you don't need it there. Just give me cloth, everything they need, nothing else. Because they're so because you can see everything on the model, you've got to paint it.
The thing, they've turned every model into a story, which is nice. Is nice in some instances, and but then when
it's just a pain when you're rushing.
I guess for battle match, where you actually, when you've only got 20 models on the table and you want them all to look fantastic, they're great for that.
Yeah. I'm just more impressed with myself, not the fact that I've managed to paint something, the fact that I was able to paint something because of the heat it is around the UK at the minute. I mean, fan helped and windows open and sat in an ice bucket for a few hours helped, but I've managed to get. To be fair, that's what contrast does really well as well. It obviously doesn't dry up as quickly as normal paint.
You have to make sure these streaks don't dry too quickly, and
exactly. Yeah, that's the only thing you have to worry about is if you've gone too heavy.
You can get tide marks quite easily if you try and paint too big an area and think, I can get it all done in one go, rather than breaking it down into little sections, and it's dried halfway through, and you just end up with a streak line all between your two phases of paint.
Yeah.
I'm
So yeah,
such freehand the big dragon though.
The
in
dragon
orange.
motif, you've done well.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not happy with it though, to be honest, because you can actually see
the outline.
See the seam.
Yeah, because you with these new ones, you've got to varnish them on, or else they don't sit properly. So you've got to put.
Do you?
Yeah, they don't sit, but they peel off.
I've had no
new
problems.
Well,
You weren't doing it in the heat though, Liam. You weren't doing it. In,
you weren't doing it
wasn't,
at
no,
5,000 degree.
Last summer was hot.
Yeah,
Not this hot, but still.
I mean, I might just peel it off when I've been to the event, and I actually wanted to freehand something on there, but I'm not quite sure where my.
That's being brave.
Yeah, where my not something like that. There's a trying to think what they're called now. Nomads of the Burning Wind is what they're called, like a little sub faction on Warhammer Total War 3, and they've got like 3 little swirls, which I might try and do when I've when I've scraped that off, if it comes off.
That's the risk. You get half off and it just looks an absolute mess, and you're like,
I just carved it away.
You do some battle damage and just put a cannonball through it.
Yeah. Middle Earth. Who's been doing Middle Earth?
This is me.
You.
Yeah, this is me. Although not to play Middle Earth, surprisingly. I've been playing.
I'm gonna say they're the old.
These are
Warriors,
very old models that came with like the old magazines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Many moons ago. Me and a couple of my friends have been enjoying the Journeys in Middle Earth board game. One of my friends has decided he wants to basically create new content for the game because there's not enough content already. There's loads. Like, we're never going to actually play through all the existing characters and stuff, but he wants to start making new ones and stuff. So I started rummaging around to see what I had. This was my sort of phasing back into the hobby after 3 months, 4 months break or whatever it has been. So I just sat and scraped mold lines off these, and surprisingly for such old models, they were actually really nice models. There wasn't huge amounts of mold lines or anything, so I just had a nice couple of hours just easing myself in. And then this stuff is for the actual board game itself, which comes with tons of models, which are great, except half of them seem to come with a lot of like mold activator on them. So like you start painting them, and then the contrast just brushes off as soon as you brush it on. So every so often you suddenly like, oh, okay, well, this one needs to go and get washed up, get the fairy liquid out. And my friend 3D printed off a load of terrain that sort of matches the gameplay inside. So yeah, I've just been enjoying doing that. There's a couple of actual Middle Earth models in the middle there. Galadriel using Apothecary White, Faramir, who I had to fix because he came and his bow had snapped in half, so I had to get the green stuff out and put a little like leather sash around the break. Theodred and Sam Wise. So yeah, I've been easing myself in slowly. So I just need to, I guess, reflect on latest FAQs and stuff, and see what actual old world models I might fancy painting up next. I got very excited about Skaven when the first few copies of the magazine was coming out, and then
the iOS one.
Yeah, and then it just seemed to have like 20 issues that was just paint and paintbrushes, and I quickly lost interest in that. And I guess all the good ones got sold out before I made it to Tesco, I assume. So yeah, I was thinking about Skaven, but I'm not sure what will be next on the list. I think I've still got a few.
I thought you already had a Skaven army.
Unpainted.
Oh, okay.
And probably unbuilt in portions. I've still got a few Orcs and Goblins to finish off from my Night Goblins. I think Liam's holding on to some for me at the moment. I'm probably gonna get excited by Beastmen again with this new sort of combined army list. So maybe I'll get those out and touch them up a little bit.
Wait till we talk about it in a minute. You might not then.
Okay, maybe not. But yeah, so the paintbrushes are out, the mats are back on the kitchen table, so it can only mean good things.
Excellent. So I said I was collecting my box at the weekend, and I am collecting my box on Saturday from a local, but Games Workshop kindly sent over some models to Tabletop Battles formerly Goonhammer, and I picked up some of those in there for the preview article. So my singular Chaos Warrior, I got painted in tone.
A bit of purple on this, tie him into your Marauders.
Exactly.
Every other army that you painted in the last 3 years.
Yeah. The hard bit
It's nice that they've actually got wooden shields now, though, not the big, stupid, demonic ones.
The hard bit was trying to find where to put the purple on them. The type of
But is it that's not metal?
See?
Metal.
Yeah, they're just steel and fur. That's it.
Yeah. The cloaks are great. They're exactly like the Marauder ones.
Yeah.
So love them. And really like the shields. The shields are really, really indented. You know how sometimes when they put a wood effect on a model,
they've actually got
you paint a bit too thick and it doesn't go.
Yeah.
But these just pick it up. It's like they've almost made it deeper than they normally do. But I really like it. And then managed to get the full unit of knights painted up. And
It looks weird when you say full unit and there's 4 of them.
Yeah, no. So I'll have 8 come Saturday, and that'd be great.
Yeah. It's a command unit and a guy.
It is one guy and the command. Yes, I went with the black armor, like you said earlier.
See, he looks miles better. They look better.
I think it's a better scheme. I'm not saying I paint nearly as nicely as GW do, but
I think you copied Dan's Cathay scheme. There, it's orange and black, right?
Yeah,
that's brown.
But the like rusty horns and stuff like that.
Yeah,
or is that the
horse here?
Yeah,
horse ears.
They're the horse ears. Yeah, but what about the horn on like the nose? That's
this one.
Yeah,
it's a bony. I need to probably go through it and just tidy up the. I didn't notice it, like the ones on the front. I've not done them either. Yeah,
it's definitely copied.
Annoyed now. Yeah, so these don't actually have. You said like a lot of the new models have lots of rubbish on them, but outside of like the heads and skulls, there's nothing on these. It's just exactly what you want. It's metal armor, range, bit of fur, bit of bone. Does a good.
Is this due to your care and patience? They look like they rank up relatively okay.
They really fill the bases, but yes, they do rank up. The standard bearer is set quite way back, so he actually overhangs the base a little bit with his back foot. I realise it's really bad. You're just going to see it a little bit.
Yeah.
But apart from that, like no issues whatsoever. But you do need to be careful. Like they do proper, as you can see, they fill out the bases.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only time like the looks. It sounds like you've spent a little bit of time pre-planning, but it looks like there's just enough space where like. Previously, if you put the shield on the slightest wrong angle when you glued it to the wrist, then you're suddenly like pushing the one next to you 3 inches away.
Yeah, that does happen. See, but they've got like the shields have got a double slot either side here, and the pip and the bit attached to.
Space.
Yeah, like you're not putting it on wrong. But yeah, so got them down, and thank you. Another picture of that. You see them. I say we do fill them up on the bases. And the other bit of painting I've been doing is this nomadic war.
Wow!
So these are the first...
look at the color of that green.
Yeah, it's proper green.
Proper goblin green, that.
Yeah, and I still haven't decided on the basing scheme yet, which is why they're black.
I mean, it's going to be snow, isn't it? Let's be honest.
No, I don't want to do snow.
You need to go like Badlands, so like I'd potentially like dry brush kind of a is it Jamisi Desert, like the yellowy brown, and just like smash it with that over black. I think that'll look really nice.
Did you ever play WoW?
Yes. Whenever the Blood Elves come in.
For TBC, but yeah. So 1 second, you have to disappear. Back in the
no, you're all right.
No worries.
Looking at these and wondering whether these are going to double up as a Carcassonne army in the future with the blue and red on the suddenly going to be. These are my Greenskin Bretonians.
I think the character he's got there in the background, that's clearly, is it Kinnickit, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but like it when he come out, obviously when all the like the goblin chariots and stuff come out, you're like, well, why is an old world model in AOS? Because he's literally everything he's armor. He's got like the little spiky hammer and everything.
Mm.
You're like, yeah, wrong game system, but that's all everyone's using him for. Which is actually quite interesting when we talk about that, because there's quite a few characters missing out of Arcane Journals, isn't they? What they've not actually got models for.
Yeah, I think that's always been the case. So, like, even in previous editions, there's always special characters that just never got models. Like Colette never got that. I know he was he would have always been a big model, which would have been like a special, a big thing to do for maybe a character that it wasn't overly popular. Yeah. So, like, whether sales wouldn't have actually been that great. But again, I guess these days with advancements in technology to sort of make these things, it gets easier. So hopefully we'll start to see those blanks getting filled in, and even if they're a bit more big, exciting type things.
Well, I mean, they can't get any more bigger than is it Von Lowenhack, Mr. Gates. He's bigger than every man in the Empire.
Yeah, but no, these Wolf Rider models obviously look.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
Very nice.
It's the fact that there's two guys on them as well.
I was gonna say, I wonder if you can pay 2p extra to add a second rider onto your onto your Wolf Riders. Yeah, maybe did the game Furious Charge and the latest FAQ? Maybe that gives you your excuse for having your second rider on the back.
I was trying to work out yesterday. Obviously, we'll go on to it when we talk about the FAQ. What didn't get it? It's easier to do it that way.
I was just saying that he's going to be your backup Carcassonne Bretonian army, Liam, in the future.
Maybe, depending on what comes out. These are going to be ball boys in my nomadic war. Going on the basis that anything riding a wolf with 2 goblins on is an orc, and anything with 3 is a black orc.
Okay.
Like just need some in a trench coat trying to get into a cinema and then each of the shoulders.
It should just be 2 goblins riding a 3rd goblin, so just get rid of the wolf at this point.
And I've nearly finished the big chap who's the leader.
Yeah, we can see him in the background there of the pictures, obviously. We were just saying
I've done base coating on a couple of chariots as well. So I might try and get these ready for Warhammer World.
Will they be joined by a big friend? A really big friend?
Oh yeah, maybe. He is built in next to me as well. And now he's toughness 7. Like
with a swingy trebuchet.
Yeah. Bit broke, so I ended up having to make his weapon swing a little bit. But all worked out in the end. It was cooler.
So you know what I was saying about, like, I'd got 2 lists for Warhammer World. I did think about this, and again we'll cover it in the FAQ, like the amount of T7 stuff that might be about, and do I take the Sentinel? just to potentially kill monsters, yeah. But that's a second. I want to try and get the second balloon painted first.
Yeah, I'm hoping we start to see a few more giants popping up, and not that they got huge. Not that toughness 7 actually means that much in practice. Like 6s are still wounded in most instances, and getting through the lack of armor save. I guess it's more just like a psychological thing that you can throw them into those strength 3 blocks of troops, and you just cover your eyes. And although it's still exactly the same,
strength 5 stuff now hits you on what region 6s.
Yeah.
Yeah, so even those sort of great weapon elves and
you're not going down easily.
Anything like the most common great weapon strength is 6. It's still winning on 5s.
Yeah. Now it's that makes a difference.
33% less.
Yeah. So
dragons. But anyway.
Yeah.
I also randomly went to an MCP event But
MGB.
I just thought it was a cool photo, so I stuck it in here.
Just because
once-
no one else had anything to offer.
Yeah, basically. Anyway, so FAQ.
FAQ.
So rather than going through everything line by line and reading it
Yeah,
out,
because there was quite a bit.
It's not. I've not seen that happen anywhere else.
I thought we'd just pick out some of the key bits and just talk through that.
Yep.
So these are the kind of amendments to the main rulebook, which are all done in questions, not in errata form. So we don't have to. So the book's not out of date, honest. So first one is an amendment to the composition rules in the General Handbook, and that is at 50%. That you can only have a unit with up to 50% of the models in.
Yeah.
Which for most people, it's not going to be a problem at all.
No, I think first glance I was like, "Oh my god, this is massive," and then I was like, "Actually, what armies does this actually impact? Like, there's not huge amounts that."
If you were taking the singular brick of two things as opposed to the double brick, which is probably better.
So, this what I said about Beastman earlier. You've both met Al, obviously, my partner in crime for the.
I guess the big wild, the big.
Yeah, I think
block of
he feels very much personally attacked by this FAQ because it absolutely destroys his list completely. The fact that. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I think Beastmen were probably hit the hardest overall. It felt like they got hit like from 5 different directions in this FAQ. Yeah. They were probably the one army that came to mind about this one when I was like, okay, well, the big block with all the characters thrown in there and just a few bits of chaff around side.
Although interestingly, it's models though, isn't it? It's not points, so it's not.
And if he dropped one now,
a couple of Ungor,
Shaman, you can get 2 units of ambush and Ungor, and it probably solves this problem.
Yeah, because it's the total amount of models. Obviously, in the big block, what he would usually run, I think it's like 30 Gore plus the 20 Ungor or something stupid like that, isn't it? Where it's pretty much his army, obviously, then with all the other characters and stuff around. But yeah, I think I like it because it means you've got to take more units, basically.
I was listening to Old Fanatics earlier going through the list from the event in Australia this weekend.
Yeah. And
we came across a cafe list which had like a block of 25 Jade Warriors in it. And then the rest of the army was Jushigengans, Miao Ying.
So stuff like cannons, is a cannon a single?
No, cannons is 4, 5. How many crew?
A chariot is
1
4 or 5. That's one
actually,
model.
Although
a balloon is.
I would argue that the artillery is only 1 model because I think the ruling is it counts as a single model. I'm sure that's what it says. But then you essentially use the crew as wounds, don't you?
Yeah, I've never written a list which comes remotely close to being a problem.
No, me neither. Yeah, so, it's just not Death Stars, isn't it, essentially?
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of those armies that had Death Star options also had relatively cheap other stuff that you could easily throw in to get a decent block of, hobgoblins in your Chaos Dwarves, your Ungor in your Beastmen, Noblars in the Ogres. I felt like maybe it wasn't as big a problem as you look. Like the Beastmen were the big one, but they got, and without any of the other FAQ, it would have actually made a big impact. But now, are you bothered about dropping your level 1 Shaman that you're relying on the Vile Tide that actually doesn't do anything anymore? Like those points seem quite easy to free up now. So I don't know. I feel like it probably won't.
I think huge you're always going to need Ungor screens anyway. Let's be honest, aren't you? Or Ungor anyway. So I think it's it just stops you putting all eggs in one basket, doesn't it?
But then it also seems counterintuitive that they made all the big monsters better or cheaper and stuff. So you're suddenly going, oh, actually we want more stuff in your list, but actually look at these really expensive 1 model things that actually we're trying to get you to put into your list, and it just seems like they weren't quite sure which direction they wanted to go.
My gut feeling is it was probably one of the things where we saw some very silly Death Star lists, and then as long as we stop that,
I think
the
it was
important thing.
also targeting the Dwarf Slayer list, wasn't it? Because it was just one block of Slayers and then loads of
could be,
everything
yeah.
else.
Yeah, I think
Which-
probably my old sort of Monster Mash Tomb King list would probably been hit by this. Where it was just one big block of skellies, and then all the monsters that would have been hit by this. But they killed that last FAQ, so.
Right, the next one was a classification for low linear obstacles, which is finally spelt out the question we've been asking for the last 2.5 years.
Yeah.
But it's now very clear that you don't get impact, you don't get stomps, but you get the full amount of attacks.
Makes my ogres
Meaning,
happy.
yeah, a small boost to monster infantry and our favourite flying lizards. So yeah, I think probably for the best.
Yeah,
Again,
good change. Yeah.
Right. At the end of the day, as long as it's spelled out clearly one way or the other, I'm going to be happy. But this is probably the better way to do it.
Yeah. And
It
I think
making the ramparts nuts, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And again, dwarves digging in makes them pretty nuts. Because I've not read that part. Did they clarify which turn you can entrench? Because,
no, they didn't.
Right, so you can still do it in each player's turn. Great, well done. But at least now you're getting your full attacks.
I'm still not sure you do, but it's not for another time. Next one was players have a choice to make. If you have a choice to make during the game, who does what in what order? Active player first. I think that's how we've all played it. Yeah. So fantastic. This next bit about a unit counting being obscured and some of the models shielding other models in the unit. I think it's just to tidy up a rule, isn't it?
It's to stop some things having partial cover, some having full cover, some having. So they can have a seal, they can't.
Yeah, great. Next one is when you redress the ranks. Mainly with drilled units. It's probably the only time I see people redressing the ranks.
I think this was more prevalent in different countries than perhaps over in England, but it was definitely, there's definitely people saying, oh, why can't I go 8 wide to the left? And
I've definitely gone 8 wide to the left before.
Well, that's because you're I'll refrain from comments, Liam, but wouldn't expect anything less from you.
Yeah, if you wanted it to do that, you should have said it in the book in the first place. And then the last bit on this page is about ambushing and scouting and when that's declared. And this is this is a much nicer way of doing it.
Yeah, because I've had people before. Well, I'm ambushing that counts as my first drop. I'm ambushing this counts as my second drop. I'm ambushing this counts as my third drop. This is my, and you have your whole army down before they.
Yeah, you just declare what's in ambush now, don't you? And put it to one side. Which, to be fair, it should have always been that anyway.
which is I think the way 90% of people, 95% of the way people play it.
I'm almost certain you're doing it in 40k and AOS as well. I think you do it that way. You'll say what's in reserve or deep strike or the celestial realms or whatever, and then you just deploy everything else after that. I've never played it as it's a drop because it just doesn't make sense. It's just like just declare everything that's going in ambush.
Yeah. Okay.
You need an answer.
They were the ones I thought were just all good, no bad. Fantastic.
Good clarifications, aren't they? I think.
Yeah.
Is the thing.
and then the others.
And then these were the 3 which I think the internet's most confused about.
The regeneration one is really simple. Just people just reading it however they want to read it and making it hard, in my opinion.
Yeah. So it wasn't super simple, but I've broken it down in the next slide. We'll come on to that one in a second.
Okay.
The cannon one is brilliant.
Yeah, the cannon one's basically the community FAQ because that's what everybody else did, right?
So what they've done is they've tidied up annoying trick shots with cannons.
Yeah.
And well done, Games Workshop. Brilliant, fantastic. What they have, however, done is create a scenario where you only miss a monster 16% of the time, and potentially either always hit or never hit anything on a hill.
So you want your monsters on hills, is what I'm hearing.
unless you're playing the way which means you automatically hit everything on a hill.
What?
So rather than the internet's honest, I'm not giving anything new here. When you shoot a cannon now, it stops the moment it crunches.
Yeah.
And because of the people trick shooting cannons over buildings, they've now said quite clearly anything between the target point and the strike point causes it to stop. So when you hit a monster, as long as you put it 1.9 inches in front of the monster and don't misfire, then it hits a monster and stops on the moment it hits a monster.
I mean, it always stopped on Behemoth anyway,
it did.
right?
It did. But what that does in...
But you didn't ultimately hit it, I guess.
You can't overshoot.
Overshoot. You can't
I guess
bounce
the way
over
you
the monster. Yeah.
and you can't roll like 2 and 2 and then not reach the monster's base. In mathematical terms, all it does is roughly change the maths of hitting a large base monster from 75% up to 84%. So it's not a massive, it's not even one
dice.
facing of a dice change in maths. With the hill thing, effectively you say you're going to tick this point on the model's base. Whatever you roll doesn't matter, because as soon as it hits the hill, it's going to crunch.
Any part
and stop. Stop on the model where you've told it to hit. So the debate is, do you hit the model? Because it says here, it will stop and it will hit it and stop. Or do you say it didn't hit because it's hit the hill? But I'm not arguing that one because there isn't the right answer. There's just, I think you probably do auto hit, but I'm not sure that's what they meant. So whatever people want to do, I'll have to do either way at the table.
I think it's just one for TOs to make a decision at their events, and I guess it's just then when you're playing those sort of casual games where there is no TO and you just have to make that decision at the start of the game.
I don't really know why they messed with it, because to me,
stop people shooting over buildings.
People were bouncing over
buildings. No, I totally get. Yeah, a building should block line of sight. Quite simple, pure and simple. Wood should block line of sight. Pure and simple. Hills are basically rolling open ground that if there's something on top of it, you should be able to hit it. In theory, it should be easier to hit, right? Not just instantly stopping when it gets to a little bit of an incline.
Into a hill.
Into the ground. But cannonballs roll. They bounce. Surely it will bounce up a hill.
If it's like solid rock and a little bit of mud, then maybe. If it's going
side of it, that you can't see it, I get that. Totally get that. But stuff that is clearly there, you're just going to shoot at it, right? And bounce it up a hill, maybe. I don't know. I'm not a cannon expert, unfortunately.
I can't remember. Does this doesn't impact back with shooting through woods at all, like past woods through woods at all, does it?
Because woods don't crunch.
Yeah.
And the last one of debatable wording choices is the wheeling.
Just ignore it. It's fine.
Yeah, I think
which is similar to 8th edition. Like when you were charging, you just went shortest.
Yeah, you just. I always measure from if you're wheeling, you measure from the furthest point of your unit to where you need to get to. It's the easiest way to measure wheel. And
I've always done it like with a 1 inch movement widget and gone like 1, 1, 1, 1.
Yeah, no,
which is what these. Did they suggest that, or did I just seen someone suggesting that online now that you just do those, doing those?
Whereas this is perfectly fine, and it speeds up the game loads from any point from a unit being here to about here. But the problem is when you go from this bit and you wheel all the way around, and now here, you've only actually gone 2 inches, despite the fact you've gone all the way around there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You should always measure on the outside angle.
That is the outside angle.
Move. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I've always done. That I don't get people why they wouldn't do that, if that makes sense. They always seem to wheel like in the center of the unit, don't they? It's like just measure from the edge. It's easier. Just measure from the edge. It's just so much easier. But hey,
I think there's still even at this point in the game, there's still a lot of confusion between pivoting and wheeling.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like a lot of I get a lot of questions as when we obviously run our events. What counts as a move with pivot, wheel, everything else?
And I still see a lot of people doing more than one.
One
maneuver. So people are like, oh, move backwards and then pivot, or move backwards and wheel. And like, you can't
you go back in a straight line.
And then you can't do anything else because you can move straight, you can move forward again. There's
what's the point? Yeah.
Okay, so teachers, Liam.
So effectively, I made this slide last week when we were going to record it. Got too hot. I've had a lot of discussion over the last week with various people who take this far more seriously than me.
So you've done research, Liam. Market research.
You spoke to people who claim to know the game.
And we have eventually, I think the vast majority of people, not all of them, have come around to this way of thinking. And when you look at a load of different GW FAQs throughout the entire document, they have at some point cleared up that you take wounds and then you suffer wounds.
Yeah.
So the bit that changed in 1.5,
the regen
0.2, or 1.5.1 or whatever, is regen. And it basically moved regen to be not a single save like it was in the game launch. Regen is now damage prevention. So you lose wounds and then you regain them back again.
It's like how Chimera and some of the monsters used to be in the previous edition, where basically at the end of your turn, you would roll and see if you grew those wounds back. So it's a separate phase almost, but
I think it was the Dark Elf War Hydra got sever one head and one replaced it, something like that.
Abomination came back as well.
Yeah.
So it's very important to begin with that they actually haven't changed any ruling in this.
No.
All they've done is clarify how, on this top question here, which is a model cannot suffer more wounds than it needs to on its profile. So, and that's a line reinforced many times in the rulebook, that no characteristic can go below 0.
Mm-hmm.
So the other bit to think about is with this, when people first read it, you have to understand that we fast roll attacks in this game. If you're playing it by the rulebook, if you're shooting a unit of 10 archers at a monster, you do 1 hit, 1 wound, 1 save, suffer the damage, 1 hit, 1 wound, 1 save, suffer damage. But we fast roll, you do all 10 at once, and anything where there are multiple attacks effectively are unaffected. How you've been playing it for last year is the way you still play it.
And I think equally we always treat units as like a collective sort of group of wounds as well. Whereas in reality you should roll like basically does that model lie? Yes, does that model lie? Whereas that's
individual mod. Because it is. That's why they're all on a single base, because it is an individual model. Yeah, it's not a. They're all on a 100 by 150 unit, and that's a unit. The unit dies when it gets to how many wounds. It's all individual.
You do your hit, your wound, your armor, and your ward. That bit's straightforward.
No changes.
You then expand multiple wounds, if any are there, and then the model suffers the wounds as per that multiple wound roll.
Can we just go back to that last one, that previous one, the multiple wounds thing? I'm going to raise something because we've obviously all had a conversation about this. Do multiple wound weapons stack?
Oh, don't know, don't care.
If they're in bracket, then yes. But isn't that the thing out the thing? Like anything in a bracket stacked and anything not in a bracket didn't stack, or is it the other way around? I can't remember.
I don't know. Yeah.
Carry
on. Carry on. It would
something.
Yeah, something happened for another time.
You take the wounds up to remaining you have on your profile. So, as an example, I've got a dragon with 2 wounds remaining. You shoot me with a great cannon. 4 wounds. I only have 2 remaining on my profile at that point, so I only suffer 2.
Yeah.
The other 2 are lost.
Yeah. There's no overkill as such.
There's no overkill on this. I then take my regeneration save if I've got one, up to the number of wounds lost. So in this case, 2. And then as long as I pass one of them, I'm still alive.
Yeah, so what's this do to the odds? Like previously you'd have taken 4 regen saves, probably.
Oh, it's a buff to regen, like flat out. But again, it's not actually a buff because we were all playing it wrong, myself included.
Yeah.
But it is a buff in that regard. But it only matters on multiple wound weapons.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say, yeah.
When the model is potentially dying from it. So the first 3 cannonballs that hit the dragon, it makes no difference whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's only that last, effectively, the killing blow that changes the math on it.
Yeah.
The other thing to be aware of is, say you do an ogre blade into a dragon, you do 3 hits. You have to slow roll
each
the multiple wound.
Yeah.
So you know at which point it triggers.
Yeah, so you go, I've wounded you 3 times, and then I've got to roll each of its individual 3 dice to see how many D3 wounds it does, and then work. The first 2 you might be like, okay, well that I got 4 on those first 2 dice. That can't physically kill the dragon. They can be rolled together. That third dice then, which is the one that could take it.
You'd be so frustrated though if you've got let's say you have an ogre blade that hits and wounds 6 times and you fighting a dragon on 1 wound and you do all that damage. And he just goes,
yeah.
So, because you have to slow roll them, I'm just thinking out loud here. So you so that was scenario. You got 6 wounds through and did an average of 2 wounds per hit.
Yeah.
You roll the first one. Say you guys on the last wound. You roll the first one. You save both of them.
Yeah.
Does it then knock out the rest of the wounds?
Is in say that again for us.
The other
each individual attack. So
yeah,
the first attack, I've got 4 wounds left. You roll D3, can't kill me. I take all my regen saves.
Yeah.
Say I pass one of them and now got 2 left.
Yeah.
The next attack, you roll your D3.
Yeah.
It does 3 wounds. Great. That's more than I've got. I now take 2.
Yeah.
So I pass one of them, I'm still alive.
Yeah.
You do the next wound.
All right. So you still
keep multiply it out.
Yeah.
It's individual hits.
Yep.
And say that one rolls a D3 and rolls a 3. I've only got 1 left, so I only take 1 wound.
Yeah.
1 regen save.
That's so frustrating for the ogre blade player, but
it
so makes more sense.
Weapons are really good at doing loads of damage.
Yeah.
But you're going to have a lot more where a horse kills a dragon on that last one.
Yeah, just because it's got 1 attack in and it gets a sneaky 6 through. Yeah. It reminds me very much of, we're going to the other side here, but it reminds me very much of the Necron 40k rule, where you kill a model, it's dead, I'll wait, then now it's back alive because it's regen. It's not a save, is it? As it kind of
so
takes out.
You almost want more weight of attacks rather than
lots of
less attacks with more potential of multi wounds. You want a higher weight of those multi wound 2 weapons are probably better now than multi wound 3 ones if it gives you an extra attack or something like that for the lower one.
So something like the Cackling Blade now is obviously stonks have gone high now because that's obviously lots and lots of 1 damage attacks if you roll high enough, but anything now with, like you say, multiple. I think just a generic kind of great weapon now has gone its value up again as well, because, like you say, if you've got the attacks and you're doing the odd 1 and 2 wounds, that's more likely to kill than an ogre blade, isn't it?
multi-win 3s are still great for the first 90% of wounds on that
Oh
Chaos
yeah,
Dragon,
to
though. So, like,
get them to that one wound. Yeah.
So like, you know, yeah, maybe they actually haven't gone down in value that much. It's just that last wound is probably a little bit trickier to
It's
get.
made it harder to kill a monster, hasn't it? Essentially, or
even the armies in the game with the most D3 wounding weapons, you're probably looking at something like Cathay, with multiple great cannons and 2 big characters with magical weapons that do multiple wounds.
Yeah,
They're only going to matter on multiple wound models with regen, and the most of them you'd maybe have 2 or 3 in an army.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking about ogres with the regen banner. That's going to be horrific. It's going to be like a slow. Yeah, if you come up against an opponent with an ogre blade and they, you know, start chopping through ogres, it's going to get really confusing trying to figure out how to roll.
Doing one at a time. You can do that entire box all together.
Yeah.
It's only when you get to this stage you slow roll.
Yeah,
and you should have been slow rolling anyway, because multiple wounds don't change from model to model.
Yeah.
So yes, there's going to be times when you roll really spike on ogre blade in that unit of ogres.
You actually only kill one.
Yeah, you kill one because it keeps making 1 regen save.
Yeah.
But if you know they've got the regen banner and you know you've got a multiple wound weapon, just put it somewhere else. Yeah,
and I guess
like the other things that don't.
It'll mean in those specific instances, you're less likely to see those combats where you have like 50 combat res from regens. You'll still see that in combats against, you know, skellies and stuff like that, potentially.
When you do lots of single wound attacks.
But potentially against some of those sort of bigger multi-wound ones, those whitewashers get pulled a bit.
The thing is, this is my current reading overall, and if Games Workshop clarify, change, tweak it, and to perform, I reserve the right to say it was wrong.
I tried.
But I say we're at Warhammer World in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So I fully intend on shooting everything with multiple regens, with as many weapons as I can, to make sure I get it right, and someone has to go and check with someone. Same with the cannons.
Well, I'll bring lots of big multi-wound monsters then for you.
Bring your ogres with a regen banner, it'll be fine.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's fine when I turn up the ogres and the regen banner.
It does change. I can't remember which. Is it the Sword of Reason in the Cathay one where you get the 5+ regen as well? Because you can actually give that a lantern.
Yeah, the great blade of a.
Yeah, so you can give it a Shigengan and a lantern. Like, why not? Yeah, 5 Oh no, it shot 17 cannonballs at me. I'm still alive on a wound. Haha.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of fun like 50-50 rolls, isn't there? When it's like you're trying to cannon off this last wound off this monster.
Yeah.
Like usually you'd have like 25% chance of it surviving if they got 4 hits.
Again though, we're talking about the giants and stuff.
It means they're a bit more survivable to get across the board.
Yeah, so the Chaos Dragon
against cannons, especially like single, a unit of peasant bowmen still mows it down very quickly. But against the cannons, which you think would be better against them, are the ones that now.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you? But we're obviously now being T7 as well. You're probably not going to throw lots of little infantry into them. Like we're being unbreakable and stuff. Like the giants now, they're like the Chaos Giants, or is like you say, a little bit more survivable now because it does have that regen. And one of the Gorgon, I think, does it as well as a regen?
Yeah, it does.
So it adds to. It's kind of weird because they've obviously made infantry really good, and they've in theory made them better as well. But they've also now dialed up the monsters again.
Yeah, I think about it the other day, where the Chaos Giants, you start thinking that 10 points for the regen or whatever it was to add on. Actually, stuff that like becomes a bit more beneficial, and
stuff like the High Elf Prince on a dragon now with the Seed of Rebirth. You can only take it once, but you've got a dragon on a 2 up, 5 up, 5 up.
Yeah, so that's the thing, isn't it? Like return both of those items, that and the Troll-Hide Chanters, returned off there really common.
Yeah.
So did you do that on purpose?
Yeah.
Or is it just now's the time?
Yeah. I mean, I think Trollhide trousers were too expensive anyway to take multiple times with 40 points, weren't they? But
You still saw
well,
them.
the Seed
You
Rebirth.
still saw them everywhere.
Yeah, I know it. Well, the
More
Seeds of
Trollhide
Rebirth,
trousers and
obviously.
trolls.
Yeah.
I think they were 20 points Seed of Rebirth, so obviously that were a bit more accessible.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Every character had it in the every elf prince, every elf mage had one of these seeds.
I only ever took one of them. Felt bad taking
Yeah,
more
I
than
did.
one.
Fair. Yeah.
Usually I'm a dragon.
Chaos obviously has a few regen options. The poisony one and the sort of
the helm of Helm of Damnation? No, it's not. The one that gives her the 5-up regen. Is it the Helm of Damnation?
The poison Carrying Crow, which is the poison one. I can't think what the other one is.
Yeah, there's magic item, isn't there?
There's one which is like the original one. And then so they potentially those Chaos Dragons might.
Even though it's a 5+ regen on the 2 models, and this rolling only impacts the 9th or 10th wound on those.
Yeah, but that 33% chance to keep them alive. You know, at that point you've got them into charge range and stuff. So like that, it could probably have a big swing. Like it probably will have a big swing in some games,
and it will in some instances. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and it's not like they get weak before they get damaged.
But again, there's not many things that have access to like a 2-up regen where it suddenly becomes
it's not even
impossible to almost kill them. No, there's not. No.
So it's a 33% chance.
Is there not? I'm sure there's a spell or something where you can get +1 to your regen, isn't there? Somewhere in one of the armies, I'm sure there is. For
there's a troll one that gives a unit regen.
The rerollable regen.
Rerollable regen, which actually for those could be massive. The rerollable regens.
Cannons through your trolls.
Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah. Either way. So that's my last slide on the issue. But just kind of want to go over the buffs as well. Mm-hmm. So as we've been joking about, lots of monsters have got slight stat tweaks.
Mm-hmm.
Some really good ones, like the Giants in Toughness 7, or points deductions, like the what's those?
Like Merworm get a reduction, and Jabberflies and Praeton's got a reduction.
Yeah, Praeton's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
And then you've got random points adjustments that make random stat adjustments that make no sense. Like your Jabberflies getting the bonus weapon skill.
Yeah, the Beastman one is just random as hell. Like, I mean, obviously, should we address the monkey in the room now with the Valtide going to pretty much useless now? What else was it?
Valtide.
Hagtree Fetish got
nerfed. Yeah,
it does feel bad that we've done both the Hagtree Fetish and the Valtide nerf at the same time.
Yeah, it's another double whammy one.
Made them that combo now is just redundant. I don't think you'll ever take it.
Especially after the casting increase it got last time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Along with the reduction in base pluses to your wizards. Like it's been hit by a double nerf twice in a row.
I do feel really sorry for Al because he has started doing really well at events and stuff as well with that. Obviously, with that combo, with the couple of Valtides and the big block of unkillable gores, which sounds really odd, but sometimes it can be. Like, you can't shoot it, it's like -5 to hit or something like that. I do feel for him a bit.
As to either made double nerf on Valtide.
Go on. Oh, Chaos
Knights.
Yeah.
You can't kill me now.
Just very easy points previously, haven't they?
Yeah.
Well, that's with the going with the buffs. I mean, I think nearly everything got Furious Charge.
Easier to list of things that didn't.
Yeah, like we said. I think a lot of the elf stuff obviously. Although martial prowess seems a good change.
That's got a weapon skill boost, right?
Yeah, the additional weapon skill, which is.
It's really weird because
peasants.
It only matters weapon skill 2.
But anything else, it's Sam.
There's a defensive buff, it's nothing.
Yeah,
a defensive buff.
Anyway, so
Furious Charge is a trap still. I think
Yes.
any player that knows how to play the game will just move 2 inches away from whatever's planning on charging. Like it's
1.5 inches away, you don't get your extra attack. Are you charging?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, instead of just standing 6 inches apart and not charging each other, we'll stand 3 inches, 2.9 inches apart and not charge each other. Like, yeah, I guess if you're managing to sort of line up multiple charges that no matter where they move that way, they're suddenly opening up 3.5 inches from that way. Yeah, I think it's not as straightforward a fix as I think a lot of people are just looking at it going, I'm going to always have extra attacks. In a reality, like I'm just going to move forward. If I'm the defender, I'm going to move forward and stand in front of you.
Yeah, they just tried to counteract the press of battle, haven't they, essentially, because people didn't want to charge with infantry. That was,
and I guess it might pull me off an objective potentially. Or pull me outside that 6-inch sort of scoring bubble of the objectives to stand in front of you. But I'm still stopping you from getting into the objective and stopping you from charging me. So it'll just be standoffs in slightly different areas of the board.
Yeah. Well, I was saying this to Al actually because he runs a lot of little 6-7 man gore units with extra hand weapons. I went, they're actually pretty tasty now when they're ambushing behind your enemy lines. When there's 14, 21 attacks coming from each unit, which cost nothing. They're like 80 points. To possibly kill. I mean, they should kill a war machine anyway, but like the extra then attacks when they come on and charge, they should actually threaten some units as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can pair them up with like a Plague of Rust, and then suddenly people are like, actually, like, do I need to move backwards to be in? So those guys charging me from behind aren't getting 3 attacks apiece.
I'm scared of these 6 goats because they can actually do damage now.
Which is nice because a lot of time those ambushing units just felt like unless they're there to grab stand in a corner and be like, we've got 8 people here. I think,
but now they can do something. I guess. I mean, I think nearly everything infantry based Beastman got Furious Charge, even Bestigors, which I like running 30 Bestigors, but now with the extra attacks,
and their issue was always they've got 1 attack, right?
One attack,
unless you were getting hatred and frenzy and stuff on them.
Because they do have a lot of, so the Beastmen have a lot of tricks as well. Like they've obviously got the Beastman with they basically get Swift Stride on infantry and stuff like that, and obviously you can whatever the Steed of Shadows is them up the board. So there's plenty of stuff they can get into combat with now, which is handy. It's just like you say, it's more to your opponent if they know how to play against Furious Charge. Which
and I guess that change to forcing you to having to break up that big block lets you then play into that tactic where I'm saying, you line multiple things up and say, you're never going to get to a point where you're stopping me all from getting my Furious Charge. It's you sort of decide what's scariest and then that allows me to then put my buffs on the other units hopefully and sort of let them start causing issues.
And this is what I like about this FAQ. It's actually opened up this conversation where you're actually talking about now, because I've had to split my units up because I can't make that Death Star anymore. You've now got a lot of viable options because you've got, like you've just said, you've got a couple of units to actually will get Furious Charge because you're trying to stop this unit getting Furious Charge. And
but then again, your opponents then got multiple units, and maybe it's not so easy then to start circling one unit. You've got to start bouncing off multiple units. So
it's a great conversation.
Warhammer.
It'll look like
Warhammer. Oh my god, we're actually playing Warhammer.
So
it's a good
overall
thing.
marks for the FAQ out of 10.
I like it personally. I've not read all of it. I've read all the main rulebook stuff, obviously, because I've got to. I've not gone through the
Cafe one
yet.
Go through the Cafe one.
Oh yeah, we'll go for the Cafe one. Finished. Please tell me why, and this is coming from someone who plays. I mean, I play every army, but is starting to play Cafe more. Why have they just been forgotten?
I think it's because they got the mini FAQ not so long ago.
It did nothing.
Right?
It did nothing.
Well, yeah, but I guess at the point of writing this one, they were still waiting to see whether that one did anything.
And I still think the previous FAQ, it dialed down the power, but it also, I think, made them, like the lanterns, for instance, a little bit better because you just take loads of the multiple cheap ones now, rather than tooling each one up. Do you know what I mean? and they'll just sit at the back shooting.
How do we see the tier list of armies now? Like it felt like there's quite a few
vampires, the rest.
Yes, yeah, I think so. I think previously, you had your Wild Herd and the
Wild Herd of
X-Force, whereas a few of those have definitely dropped off. I wouldn't say many have moved up in rankings from where they were historically.
I think
you've just got Cafe and Vamps.
I think X-Force have gone all right.
It depends how people are playing the
I mean,
Rangers. I think
the Gyrocopter one as well is.
Oh yeah, we've got obviously the new Pegasus.
Yeah, they've got the art.
Which a lot of people seem to be very confused about how that works.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I played that way anyway. Like you turn it to way it's facing because that's just how it looks. So I've always played that way. I mean, I get because it's a 360 arc, isn't it? Well, was 360 arc, but yeah, it's a strange one. I know I've heard a lot of people say it's a bit of a nerf, but I'm like, is it? You just face the model.
Let's
face the model that way.
It's a nerf.
And it looks cooler.
Yeah, you got to remember that paired in with the change to skirmishes, where half of the unit has to be, more than half of the unit has to be in line of sight of.
But usually they're one model though, aren't they? Like the Scout gyros and stuff.
Yeah, but the Pegasus usually you've got six.
The Pegs are being nerfed. Yeah. I'm just talking about gyrocopters.
You got to look at it in two ways. So it's a nerf from what it was, like definitely is, but it's still better than every other combat unit.
Yeah.
Because you effectively have about 180-degree charge arc, not a 90-degree charge arc.
You have
depending on how you position your models.
Slightly twisted a bit further along.
So it's about that instead of like that.
Yeah.
So you do gain. It's just you need to be careful, and it will take a bit of time to get used to it.
I just point mine at something and charge it in, kill something, and then turn and then charge everything else after. Don't have to worry about where it's facing. It will hit something.
So what would you give it out of 10?
The whole FAQ.
Yeah.
Taking into consideration how it has nerfed some armies depending on how you played. I mean, I hated Viletide with a passion, so I'm.
I was going to say, what were the issues that we thought needed to be fixed, and did they get fixed? Is the question?
I reckon they did. I weren't expecting again the double nerf to Viletide and Hagtree. I think they hit that far too hard. After, like we said, the increase in casting value.
But do you think they've done that because there's going to be something coming in this new combined army that are they looking ahead and seeing something in there that they're like, oh, that maybe that paired with?
I guess there's always a worry that you take a Chaos army and stick in a.
That's what you would have seen, right? It would have just been a Beastman, a Chaos army with a couple of Viletide beast.
Yeah,
because you've essentially got access to 3 laws as well, haven't you? You've got the Chaos one, you've got the Shadowlands one, then obviously the Beastman one as well.
Yeah.
So you've I mean the Shadowlands one's spells are really good. I don't know why nobody uses them, but obviously they
I'm just excited to put my Beast Lord on my Chaos Dragon. That's my excitement.
My Gorgon on top of a Chaos Dragon. Right? I'm gonna go for I'd probably say an 8 because I enjoy it, but I'm sad for some parts of it as well. And then there's just random things that need to be touched.
Yeah, I feel like it's made the good armies better, and
in relation to each other.
In relation to each other, so I think the impact you'll see at events it makes me want to give it a low score because I think it's just going to be always just Cafe and Vampires now as podiums. I think it fixed some key points in the game. I think it gave us some new questions to ponder. There was some things that it definitely didn't touch, but I wasn't expecting huge amounts from the FAQ in terms of new whole new phases being brought in like the sort of last one. So I think it largely does its job. There's a few bits to make me excited about pulling out some stuff that I previously wouldn't have. My weapon skill 5 Java's live now. Yeah, I get it was fine, a 7. Like it was average.
So I'm going to give it a 6 for a bit of what you said. I think they get bonus points for trying. Like, we've cleared up bits and bobs, like lowering the obstacles, fantastic. It's in the FAQ, skipping over. We've tried with boosting stats of monsters. We've tried with reducing points of some units, and that's all in the good column.
Mhm.
But the bad column is that they haven't toned down Shigengans.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest one that everyone was.
Yeah, I think
calling
Cafe,
for.
just completely
And I
skipping
think
Cafe out was a bad
the
one.
problem they've maybe boxed themselves into is they over nerfed Lanterns last time.
Yeah, so if
And
you
now-
hit Shigengans, then it's
Then there's nothing left apart
what
from
does it take?
cannons.
Yeah.
And
Gengan cannons.
and because they overhit balloons, they're now in a place where they don't maybe feel they can go as hard on Shigengans.
Mm. Yeah, but I don't think
And-
they even need to go hard on them. I think they just need to bring them in line, like just
Yeah.
not even in line, but like closer to the line of the other things that
15-20% points increase.
I'm going to say,
Yeah.
the answer's a points increase in it. I think in
Yeah.
terms of stats, rules, everything like that, they're fine. They're just too cheap.
But the thing
think
is, I'm saying 15-20% is a throwaway number.
Yeah.
No one's disagreeing with that.
No,
But meanwhile, they're doing 1 point off models.
Yeah.
Like,
but I think that's the
they
thing
need to be braver.
when I looked at a Battle March box before, and there's a Shigengan on the front.
Yeah, imagine how many. That's why, though. They're
What
going to sell so many.
What other army are you going to see an equivalent, character in that box
There
set
isn't.
for them?
There's nothing.
Yeah, I'm going to say, look at the High Elf one where I think you get about 20 models.
Yeah, and you might get a BSB on an Elven Steed.
No, you get a flying chariot, which is awful.
Well, you're flying chariot. But yeah, I think So that's your main gripe. Then,
But so that's why I'm not scoring as high. I just wish they'd looked at them a little bit more and been a bit braver in some of the changes. Like Furious Charge is a good change.
Yeah.
But like you say, there's going to still be. Yeah. I just like a point off here, a point off there. Like even if you were taking the most wood elf looking wood elf list, and all of your models have now got points deductions that you take in your list. Yeah, it's not enough to shift the dial.
Yeah. We didn't talk about the biggest change in the FAQ. Fanatics.
I think that's a good change. That is a brilliant change.
It's a change it's something that should have been in from the start.
The thing is with that as well, I was talking to one of my friends who's looking at Battle March, who's building up multiple Battle March armies. She loves the idea of doing 600 points of Night Goblins and 600 points of Chaos Warriors and whatever. Like, I've just bought 5 Fanatics and now they've been nerfed. Like, yeah, but you can shoot an entire unit to shoot 1 Fanatic.
Yeah, like, the other 2 are still getting through.
Yeah, and it's one turn when you have to release them. So they don't get shot for the first 2 turns anyway.
Yeah.
Then they go and do the damage. And then if they've got a missile unit.
I mean,
and
I think it's actually a buff. I think it's actually a buff because people are going to be going, "Oh, I can shoot Fanatics now," and they're not shooting your Mangler Squig or your Squig Hoppers, that sort of stuff. Like, I think it'll draw a bit of fire away.
Little shooting units.
No, so you have to put some firepower into them, aren't you? Let's be honest.
So even if you take a small 4 or 5 man, like you take 10 peasants with bows, or you take 4 iron hail gunners, like it's still not loads.
Yeah,
it's like as in it's not loads of firepower, and it's still a decent sized unit.
Yeah.
That's not shooting something better.
I'm quite happy that they can be shot now, so they're not coming back through the goblin lines and destroying everybody. Yes, please shoot them.
Unfortunately, I don't think you can still shoot your own ones. Unfortunately.
Oh yeah,
unless you use your line magic missile that hits anything underneath the line, right?
Right. Shall we move on from the FAQ?
Yes.
So we've just got a final few slides, and these are going to be in every episode until they're no longer relevant.
Yes.
So only flanks. I believe myself and Jack are attending this in San Diego, which is just outside Nottingham in August, run by Juggernaut Wargaming guys. Great event last year. Looking forward to it again this year. Like, don't take it too seriously. Bring something fun and enjoy
like
yourself.
Liam last year.
That was still probably the tamest cafe list you've placed at any event.
Yeah, for sure.
What, three lanterns, 47 cannons, 4.
1 lantern, 1 Shugang, and 2 cannons.
It was
Yeah,
enough.
sound. Yeah.
It was enough.
Okay.
They're using the newest Renegade.
Yeah, they are.
Renegade packs, but not using
Managed
the point.
to
Not using the
bully
point.
them into committing to using the new ones.
Yeah. So they're using the Renegade army list, but not using the tier, the sort of tier.
Square base pack.
The square base comp.
It's 2,000 points no matter what army, but you get the latest Renegade rules.
Yes. What points is the Warhammer one in? Is it 1250 again? 1250?
Yeah.
15? 17?
1250 for one world.
Just so I can start making some lists.
And
like you guys who
like
committed.
2 weeks, Jack.
Oh yeah, I'll change this 10 times then.
And the other one is, again, if you didn't put it in your diaries last time, put it in your diaries this time, please.
Tickets out yet?
Nah.
No, not yet. No.
Be a while yet. We'll get John on Monday.
We're still 8 months away. 8 months away from this, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna have a conversation with him anyway. I'm gonna, a couple of weeks before that, I'm gonna have like a 1 day like warm up event to Slaughter as well. So
using the pack.
Yeah, using his pack and getting round. Do you know, I didn't forget. I did forget to send you actually. I have put out our events as well for the remainder of the year, apart from Christmas.
Yeah,
I forgot to send. I think I forgot to send it. Oh no, I put it in our group chat, didn't I? But
yeah, you definitely did. Liam just chose not to promote.
I know, it's horrible, isn't it? What a horrible guy. No, so I've got a couple coming up, and now I can't find it, which is handy. 6th of September actually is their nearest one, so we'll just go with that. Sunday, three games, 2,000 points. It's actually nearly full already. There's only 6 spots left, which is handy.
There you go.
Hey, there we go. There we go. Ah, it's gone.
It's gone.
Hey, there we go. So that's filling up nicely, which is all right. I'm then going to attempt to run a Battle March event using obviously the new book, which is out Saturday. This coming Saturday.
Yeah. 2 days time.
So I'm going to write up a pack hopefully this weekend for that. That's 5. I'm going to try and squeeze 5 hour-and-a-half round. Hour and a half games in, and I think that works out all right. I've done the timings all right, so you'll get 5 games for the price of the 3.
For the price of 3.
For the price of 3, yeah. And then the 22nd of November, again, just a 2K 3-rounder one, and then we'll skip that orange bit out because that's something else I've been rolled into. But no, AOS obviously running those now as well. So
no potential dates for a Rise to Glory 2, Liam, yet?
Nah, I'll look at it towards I don't know what, end of September, October time. Try and give people 6 months notice.
Yeah. So while we're about to finish, actually, I've got a bit of news, and it'll help us all out. I mean, you guys all know anyway. But I can now finally drive, so I can actually come down and actually play some Warhammer with you guys and come to actual events and not have to rely on people now, which is quite handy. But I mean, I'd have always helped you anyway, Liam. If you did need help, I can now actually get down and help you now to do anything. And with you, Jack, if you ever decide to run your own events in your house or wherever you fancy.
Another quick event to shout out, end of October, is the second Wage Your War event, which was the
is that the Goblin one?
The Orcs and Goblins. Previously, it was the Orcs and Goblins vs Dwarves.
Yes.
Held the Bows and Swords in Derby. This one, I think, has expanded the factions out a bit. I think there's definitely tickets available for that. I think they'd greatly appreciate people buying some tickets for that. And towards the end, October 24th.
It's the same weekend as Facehammer. up at Element Games, which I'm already at that one. So I can't do the second narrative event.
But yes, it should be good. I need to buy my ticket actually while I remember.
I need to try and get down to one of the Boards and Swords events because obviously I know you guys rate it highly, and yeah,
it's better not in the summer. I'd recommend winter events. It can get very, very warm in the summer.
There's a reason why we don't run events through usually July, August at Patriot, because it's a bit warm.
Yeah.
The last few club nights we've had to really peel back on the attendees, and obviously there's been football games on as well, but it's just been too hot in there, which is the same for the rest of the country. So we're on trend, right? I've still got events ticking over. I'm out of touch with this, lads. There we are. Right.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? We're done.
Should we try and get another one in before the event in a couple of weeks? We'll have a talk through his list.
We can try, see how it goes.
Settled on, yeah, see how we get. Obviously, it depends on how quickly I edit this video and get it out.
Yeah, if not, we'll have a summary episode of how the event was.
Yeah. Right, Jack, come on. It's been what, 3 months? Have you forgot how?
It's been 3 months. Everyone's unsubscribed, so now resubscribe. Just like, shares, let people know we're back. As always, anything a bit more, detailed, deep dive topics you want us to cover, give us a shout. If you want to design Dan and Liam's lists for the event in 2 weeks, let us know. I'll supply them with whatever models that you decide they need to use. We appreciate you being patient with us, and it's nice to be back and chatting.
That's it. Right.
See you later.
Any final thoughts, Liam?
Nope. He's saying bye.
Let's go.
I don't know.
Yeah. Right. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.